So I, like many of those around the world, have been adjusting to this remote / work from home culture as of late. And given that I run multiple businesses and whatnot, our work from home environment is super important. And I've really got my kind of current space set up to where it's most efficient as I think it can possibly be. So Adrian here from Digital Dojos, and without further ado, let's take a look at my work from home / office setup. So for further context, we converted our living room in our apartment actually to this office kind of space. And though I have a setup in my bedroom, I tend to move out there into that office area for more kind of focused work when it comes to dealing with clients and certain things. It just kind of gives me that mental shift to, focus on whatever the task at hand is. Now, the foundation of the setup is this sit-stand desk here. We got 3 of them from Costco. I'm going to link them down in the description down below. Super affordable and really efficient at what they do. They allow you to have that sit-stand opportunity. Ergonomic-wise, this is really great because I'm not, doing one predominantly throughout the day. I get to kind of switch it up. You have the ability to kind of lock the position in place so you don't accidentally hit the buttons on the right. You also have 3 USB ports that are powered for charging devices, and then you have 4 presets that you can set our profiles depending on your preferences. So you can have like a sit preference, a standing preference, and whatnot. Now, as far as the accessories goes, these are all used and kind of designed with convenience in mind for my particular workflow. I love wireless tech, and I'm using the Logitech MX keys and MX Master 2, both wireless peripherals, but I'm using them more so outside of that for not just ergonomic purposes, but that of the technology built into them, and that is the ability to switch profiles and devices. So you can see here I have the ability with the MX keys to switch between 3 different devices. That could be my MacBook, that can be a Windows PC via Bluetooth and or the receiver, and a 3rd device like an iPad Pro or what have you. Same thing goes for the MX Master here, the mouse here, the 2S. I can easily switch between multiple devices without having to plug in multiple peripherals and accessories. Outside of that, the star of the show here is the LG Ultrafine Display. This is a 4K display here, and I've gone through multiple displays on this desk and iterations of different setups. I ended up opting for this because of the convenience of having that one single USB-C cable that I can plug into my MacBook to pretty much do everything. It charges my MacBook, it powers the display, it gives me speakers and a webcam from the display, which is really important amidst these remote times. And again, it just does everything conveniently all via one cable. As inconvenient as USB-C was in the beginning when all those adapters are required, I will say a setup like this is super cool because I can just take one cord, get everything set up. I can unplug one cord and walk away, and that's all it takes. You also have additional USB-C ports that the monitor gives you, on top of just the monitor itself being a super high quality image clarity and color reproduction of a monitor. LG did a really great job in collaboration with Apple on this. So with that, outside accessories include my office chair here. This is just one from a brand called Knoll. It's an open mesh back here. Really great. Keeps things cool, comfortable, can't complain. Though I will say my desk being smack dab in the middle, as you can see here, it goes right up against the chase of the couch. So when it comes to sitting, I don't have too much leeway to kind of roll back here. Though again, like I said, I alternate between sitting and standing a lot, so not too much of a hassle. Outside of that, I have this Griffin Elevate stand that I use for my MacBook Pro. I'll be sure to link this down below. Really popular stand, and it goes along with the theme of the entire setup that props my MacBook Pro up here. Speaking of that MacBook Pro, specs-wise, this is a late 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro, 2.4 gigahertz, 8-core Intel Core i9 with 32 gigs of RAM. So this is a really beefy MacBook Pro, and again, the star of the show for most of my work preferences, whether it's like editing stuff on the go, just day-to-day usage. This is kind of the main machine I use outside of my custom build in my bedroom. Daily apps I use on this is things like Google Chrome, Firefox, my browsers of choice. Bear is my note-taking app on the Mac. Slack is my communication tool of choice, and it's certainly essential. Jamf is an MDM I use for some of my clients. Todoist is my to-do list app of choice. Spotify for music. And then Spark is my email client of choice I use primarily on the Mac. And then you have some other standard apps like Microsoft, Adobe, and Notion for note-taking as well. Outside of that, like I mentioned, I do also have a Windows PC on this setup. This is my second Windows PC in the house. This is one I built back in 2016, originally as a Hackintosh, and has since just been kind of my backup machine ever since I built my newer gaming / workstation. Outside of that, I also have some other random accessories such as this USB fan, which amid summertime actually surprisingly works really well to help keep things a little bit more cooler and direct airflow. I have this Byredo candle that typically sits on my desk for ambiance, and I tend to light that every now and again. And then a little bit bougier, I have this Versace in collaboration with Rosewool piggy bank / vase. This is more like an art deco piece I just have sit on my desk for that little personal touch. And with that, that pretty much wraps up my entire setup. Again, it's all built with the convenience and my workflow in mind. At the end of the day, the great thing about this is if I want to switch it up, if I want to move around, sitting, standing, if I want to unplug, it's as simple as unplugging one single USB-C cable and I'm on the go. I would love to hear what you guys have in your entire setup. If you want to see my other setup, stay tuned because that video is coming out soon. And with that, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video.